this is what a lot of programmers, a lot of technology people, people who want to start in tech and being programmers or something like that, get always wrong. Okay, I'm a programmer myself. Okay, I love the technicals. I love solving technical problems in order to achieve something. But this is the thing. I'm not talking about a startup mindset or business mindset, because if you think about this way, like using technology for businesses or startup, then you already know this. But for people who want to join the tech industry, you really need to know this. You always think that just because the technicals are enough to get the job, to being valuable in a company, when in reality, understanding the whole purpose of your actions in the company is even more important than your skills. Why? Because if you understand the business model of the company, right? You understand that you are just one part. One part. It's not crucial. It's not about which role is more important, which in some companies one role is more important than the other, let's just being honest. But that your job is just one piece that combined with the others form the whole thing, right? That's how you provide value with other departments and collaborate and basically make money and provide value to society if you're working in a meaningful organization. So the thing is, it's not about the technicals. Like, yeah, it's one part, right? Because you cannot make an application work if you don't understand the programming language, if you don't understand the frameworks, or if you don't understand any specific library that you're using in your or the API or whatever, depending on what you're building. But yeah, those things are important just to create a software needed to provide a service to for operations. But understanding the business model, understanding what are you selling, your market, the just understanding your clients data, right? Like what are the demographics, like understanding all these factors, your actions in the company within the organization will be more meaningful and more impactful, because you know that your decisions will contribute, your decisions and your suggestions, your suggestions, it has another word, I forgot, but the contributions that you have for the company, for the organization, are more meaningful because you understand their purpose. You understand why whatever role you're doing is important for the company, and you can even provide meaningful contributions for the final goal of that company. So it's not about the technicals, it's just like a means to an end, right? And that's why I see a lot of people in technology that get too lost in the technicals, that just want to optimize queries. Okay, well, optimize queries is important, right? Don't get me wrong, but just want to optimize things that they don't need to be optimized, and they're not important. So just change the mindset, and yeah, technicals are important and everything, but it's more important to understand the macro perspective of the business. So your actions are more meaningful and you become more valuable for the company. Now, if you're a startup founder, if you're working in a business, if you're working creating something, right? You already know this. You need to know the whole perspective in order to make it work. You're the coder, you're the marketing, you're sales, you are the hoster, not the cloud, self-hosting, and you are basically all of them. So you already know this, but that's an important mindset. And even if you're working in a organization, in a company, it doesn't mean that you have to think like an employee. You always have to have the initiative for everything in life, in an organization, for everything. You just work on those skills, and even that's more important. So don't get that wrong, and trust me, you're gonna become more valuable in that company.